found out, well, I found out yesterday, but I just found out right now how to actually access this without having to be over there. We didn't find out till late last night about this meeting today, and I finally was able to get the paperwork, and they said you had to be registered at least 48 hours in advance of the meeting to, if you want to comment. We just found out last night, so even trying to get on there and trying to get on there, it's like, wow. So it really angers me, because even people that are close into that area with those people that work there, even they are having trouble trying to like figure out what's going on and when and stuff like that. And you know, but they're supposed to talk about the receive update on Ball Pier design, construction timeline, related materials discussed, consider all matters related to the construction of Ball Pier, discuss and consider funding allocation, including certificate of obligation funds, discuss and consider proceeding with two-pile architecture design for Ball Pier utilizing correct funding. But that's after all this other stuff they got going on. I don't know. Like I said, I've never been into politics and stuff like that, but I'm trying my best to get in there to comment. Right now they have it set up. I don't know. So I got paperwork. I'm live on the channel. I'm going to share the meeting with everybody on there. I'm trying to get it on the computer so that way I can have volume, you know, so they can hear what's going on, because my phone gets loud, but not loud enough to where I think they can hear it.
It's, you got to do it online, the meeting?
Well, that or go in person, but right now...
Dude, I'd rather go in person.
I would, but also, too, you can't speak unless you got into it 48 hours in advance. And we just found out about it last night.
So
but
basically they popped up this
I don't know. I don't know when they set this up or anything. All
well,
I know is...
you. But that's kind of a BS deal.
Oh, yeah, they're doing it when we're all working. Like...
When when everybody's working,
mm-hmm.
Then they pull that where you have to be 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't... Where they release this, so what, information?
I don't know. But I did sign up for the newsletter on it and stuff like that, so I'm going... Oh, there it is. All right, I'm getting on the channel, guys, so I can see y'all's comments. Give me a second. All right, Edgar, John, Craig. Morning, good morning, guys. Oh, man, it's time for coffee.
No. Is that a hint?
That's a hint.
I was going to do it anyway.
Yeah, but I think we need more of that walnut one.
Walnut or cinnamon?
Yeah, cinnamon, yeah. Isn't it cinnamon walnut?
No, it's a, that's that Cinnabon.
No, the coffee. Cinnamon walnut.
Well, the yeehaw, we don't have no more yeehaw. They haven't come by in ages.
Yeah, man. Ouch. We need to find out. We need to check. Actually, bring me the other coffee bag and we'll see. If not, then I'll just do the other one. But I don't want to do the relaxed one, you know. Damon is not here. He's actually supposed to be on the beach already fishing, guys. I literally just found out about the Ball Pier meeting they're supposed to have this morning. Supposed to start at 8:30. I'm already in the meeting while they're setting up, waiting for them to bring in the judge and stuff like that. I was trying to set it up on my computer, and yeah, bold pecan caramel.
Let's make that one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, let's see if there's a phone number on
They used to be. I have to look on the other ones.
it. Thought I dropped it there for a second. Morning, guys. Morning. All right, so trying to see what kind of crap they're trying to come up with the Walpole Pier deal. So I was trying to put it on my computer so that way I could pull it up there, but I don't know. I went to the website it gave you, and it doesn't even allow you to get into it on the computer. Try again real quick. Sorry guys, I can't see your comments right now. I'm looking on the webs there. See, what I'm doing is I'm trying to get it on the computer to where I can get y'all to hear it all, because basically we're muted until they allow you to speak. And I know it was Commissioner's Court deal is what it was supposed to be for. And then the report of public comment. Let's see. Like I said, guys, I don't even know where to go to find this, to pull it up on the computer. I went to the web address that they gave us, and Commissioner's Court may go into executive session. I don't know, guys, but I felt a need to share it, and I was trying to get it to where we can all see and take part in it, but it's not. Like I said, I don't know. All right, Daniel McGill. Let's see, Henry, Marcos, Chevy. If I missed y'all's name, guys, sorry. Like I said, I'll see what's up, but I did find out there's a meeting about Walpole Pier this morning. They're going to vote on more of the final deal. Sorry, guys. Normally by now I'm already rocking on the leaders, but I want to pull it up on the computer so that way y'all can follow along or hear what's being said. Because on my phone it's not, I mean, it's loud, but I don't know if it's loud enough for y'all to hear what's going on. And at least too, I can put it to where y'all can hear. I'm gonna call them right now.
Friday, 8 to 12 and 1 to 5. Si necesita ayuda en español, favor de oprimir el número 9. For the COVID hotline, which will help answer your questions regarding the stay-at-home order, health, daily outdoor activities, retail, travel, parks and beaches, masks, etc., please press 3. For front desk assistance, please press 1. For assistance provided by County Judge's Chief of Staff, please press 2. Hello, you have reached the office of voice.
I'm assuming 2.
Please while I transfer your call.
Take this out of the holder because I know it's going to get hot fast and I don't want us to miss out on anything today. One second. Hi, everyone. This is Alberto Zertuche. My number is 361-215-6535. We just found out about the Bob Hall Pier meeting. I'm trying to pull it up on my computer, but we can't. I don't know what's going on. It's not allowing us to. I was able to find it on my phone. I'd like to post a public comment or comment on there for the decisions of Bob Hall Pier, but I also saw that you have to be registered within 48 hours of the meeting. And to know what I can do so that way we can participate in the meeting today. If you can give me a call back. Thank you very much. So what I did too was call the number it has on there. They're not answering. I don't know. Like I said, this is it's hitting the sore spot with me, guys. Like I know a lot of us are here at work or able to attend via this kind of deal, but like we by chance found out about this, from another tackle shop, which is good. I mean, but we didn't find out directly from the tackle shop. We found out from one of our buddies that was in there and found out about it that way. Like, wow, come on, guys, y'all know about this info. Y'all should be putting it out, or it should be out for everybody to see and be able to easily access. We own a tackle shop and we didn't even find out about it until last night. Like, yeah. What's up, Chevy? How you doing? Miguel, let's see, JRR, what up? Robert, morning, guys, morning. So, for you, those of y'all just chiming in, I found out some information that Bob Hall Pier, there's a meeting concerning Bob Hall Pier today, here at 8:30. They give you a QR code to scan in. I've scanned in, I'm in the meeting or in the Zoom. However, trying to find it on the computer so I can pull it on the computer so y'all can hear what's going on. I don't know, like I said, but I know I'm not going to be able to comment because I didn't register within 48 hours of the meeting. Yeah, not cool. But while we're doing that, I'm going to continue building leaders because got a lot of leaders to build as well. So I guess this was one of the benefits of finding out like this, because got a lot of stuff to get done for sure. That's too big. Yeah, thank you. Oh man, what a beautiful morning it is, though. Wait till the coffee to get set up. All right, Chevy going to Copart. Yeah. trying to get it on there, guys. Put it on all the channels. Alright. Let's see. It seems they would rather keep the outcome away from folks that actually fish the Pier. That's exactly what I was talking about yesterday. It's like, you know, I don't know who's on the board or anything like that. All I know is that I did hear that Scott's still there. All the other board members are new to it and stuff like that, so I don't know what their intentions are. I've never talked to them, never been to a meeting. And, you know, it's just a lot of times they have it during the week, during the day, when most of us are working. It's just so hard to freaking operate with those there. Guess I'm broken. You might have a piece of metal kind of wedged in there, you know what I mean?
Just a little bit.
You could. I wouldn't say stop progress. It's not about stopping progress. It's about getting it done right, because even when you look at all the depictions that they keep putting out, there's not a single fisherman on the pier. In any of the pictures, there's not a single fisherman on there. And that's what really, it's supposed to be a fishing pier, yet, like I said, it's everybody just sightseeing and pointing at the water and walking around, eating food or whatever, enjoying the shade. There's not a single fisherman on there, so don't tell me that y'all are doing this for the fishermen. It's not. It's y'all trying to make it a boardwalk, and there's another boardwalk that they've spent millions of dollars on, and I don't ever see anybody on it. Like, and I'm not talking about the county has spent millions of dollars. The owners of that property have spent millions of dollars on it, and you know, it's never even been used. I don't ever see it used. They took it away from the fishermen because they said the fishermen were the ones messing it up or whatever. I don't know what to tell y'all guys. It has been something else on it for sure. And I'm looking for my snap swivels. Don't tell me I ran out of them.
What?
The big snap swivels. Yeah. Well, we can put that one back there for them. I just need one up here because they're all the put it over there on that counter because they're still building all the leaders and everything that we're gonna get out today. Nope. The what?
Big snap swivels?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm looking for them. I thought it was them, but it was hooked.
Are you gonna have enough?
Found this one, but I know I'm gonna need more, and I think I have them right here at the bottom of this. Yeah, I found them. I don't know what's our late to open. Oh, there you go. All right, Byron, how are you doing, boss? So, yeah, like I said, guys, I just found out about this meeting. That's why I'm so early on the channel. But I'm going to continue working because, from what they're saying, if you're not registered for the meeting, then you can't even comment for it, and you got to do it within 48 hours, at the minimum 48 hours ahead of the deal. So, yeah. So, yeah, they're having a meeting about Bob Hall Pier, and yeah, I don't know, guys. It sucks that it's always during the day, and the only ones that can attend are people that are retired and or, you know, don't have to work or what have you. I mean, I own a business, and it's still hard for me to break away to get over there and attend these meetings, and even more to find out about it. Like, I found out about it last night. So what I'm doing right now is I'm still backing up my 30-foot leaders. My labels that I know I already had them set up, so I can do this. I can't wait for next week, guys. I really can't, because I can finally clean up my area here. Definitely need to get it back up and running. So Yeah, no, they're really trying to circumvent it to where the fishermen are not even involved. It's crazy. Like every fisherman that I've asked, none of them have any idea of when these meetings are or how to get into them or anything like that, which really, really sucks. Because I remember one time they tried to test us on Bob Hall Pier, the commissioners. One of them sent his son out there, and I want to say it was Scott. He sent his son out there to go fishing, and we didn't know it was his son. We just saw another kid wanting to fish, and you know, we took him in and got him into the corner where they said that regular fishermen can't get into, and we started showing him how to catch fish and this and that. And then they showed up, all the board members, I guess, expecting to find out otherwise. And yeah, that's when I recognized Scott, and I was like, hey man, I was like, this is the way the pier is supposed to be ran. I showed him. Give me a second, guys. Hard Life Bait and Tackle. I just found it, but I can't find it on the computer. I'm going back right now. So you said go to Commissioner's Court. Okay, I got it. Okay. Yeah, it actually did. It pulled it up right there. Let me see. It says it starts at 8:30, so we got a few more minutes. Hey man, thank you very much, bro. Yeah. All right, so we got some help over here. Awesome, thank you. All right, but later, bro. All right, we are locked in now. I'm gonna have it on the computer. Go and get this, but still, let me see if it'll allow me to. Actually, on the web below, on YouTube, or via Zoom. They actually have it 3 ways to get into it. But they just called me and said, hey, this is how to get into it. So we're going to have it right there at Commissioner's Court. Awesome. So now I can definitely have it to where y'all can hear what is being said, and we can definitely go from there. So I can turn... You know what, I'm going to leave this one on just so they can see that I am there on the channel or on the live feed. And it would be nice if we can speak, but like I said, I don't know what they're proposing or anything because we hadn't, as busy as I've been, I haven't had the chance to look at that. So on that note, let me go and do this. Let me see if I can do the side by side so I can still see the comments. There you go. All right. Marcos, thank you very much, boss. Thank you. So now we can definitely put it on there. I hope so too. We'll see. Like I said, I don't know how they set this up, but you have to be 48 hours in there. So yes, sir. You're right on that, John. And it's just a historical fishing pier, not a historical boardwalk. I don't know why they keep saying that, or that it's known for its awesome waves and this and that. Please, guys, y'all barely had 1 or 2 surfing events in the last several decades. Like, come on. I mean, they used to have a deal at JP Louie where they had pylons set up so the surfers can go over there and enjoy being surfing without any fishermen. Like, that's the way safely it can be done, because surfers looking for waves, you know, hey, I understand. But at the same time, we pay to be on the pier, to be unbothered or not having to worry about people running into our lines, running into our wake. It's dangerous. It really is. And these guys, it looks like they don't even fish for them to understand how dangerous they're making it by really trying to keep it in that sense. You know what I mean? That they're trying to build waves to keep them happy. It's not a surfing pier. I don't understand that. I'm sorry. I feel real strongly about this. Like I said, I have a lot of friends and family that are surfers. I really do. But I tell them, going near the pier when people are out there fishing, I understand that they're trying to have some fun, but at the same time too, sometimes they are right in the spot where the fish are hitting. You know what I mean? And I've seen it. They come like right up near the pier where we have our slide lines. Like literally, we have an anchor line, then we have our kingfish rig, and several of them had swam, caught a wave, went right through our lines and ended up getting hooked. Like, it's not that we're doing it on purpose, but that's where the fish run, right around the corners of the pier. But these surfers were right there just catching our lines, and then they want to get upset at us that we have our lines out. No, I paid to be on the pier. You didn't pay to be out there and be in the water. You just swam out there. Like, it's crazy. So, okay. Jeffrey Holmes answer for this. Last week, thank you for doing this. Missed something there. All right, Marcos, be safe at work, man. Jeffrey, I'm lost right there, boss. I've had a ton of phone calls, so I don't know. Or it's not ringing any bells. We're waiting for my coffee to get made up over here. Should be any minute now. So. Man, so how's everybody's week going? This is crazy. Got a minute to check in before getting into my hazmat suit. Oh, that's gonna get hot. All right, Joseph. I am. What's up, Steve Owens? I'm trying to figure out what they're doing with Bob Hall Pier. What am I doing there? I was looking for the snap swools for the opposite end of the leader, and I'm trying to put it over here on this end. Yep. It's going real slow right now, so. But I'm putting my 750-pound stainless swivels on this end. Still creating my 30-foot leaders. I did a fire drawing last night. It went for $500. So minus the 15%, you got $425. Let's see. Hold on real quick. I already started. It's on there. There's people showing up on there, so we'll see what's up. definitely. I have a link for YouTube. Maybe I'll just go straight there. It says it's still waiting on Nueces County. They got a picture of the courthouse. Let's see what's going on there. Doesn't even look like anybody's watching it on the YouTube channel. Yeah. It looked like I'm the first one there, so I'm gonna watch it on there, see what happens. I'll keep them both up and running, see, make sure it all goes through. But definitely, I want the speaker up here so y'all can hear what's going on. And if it does go through, then we can see what they're proposing. I mean, this is important to all of us as fishermen, what their intentions are and stuff like that. And yeah, the AC is fixed. Yep. Definitely gotta look at it. There was a bad grounding wire, that messed up our AC. He went ahead and fixed it. We're waiting for actually him to come back. So I've got that phone running, this phone running, that phone running, and my computer running to figure out how we can get this done. So no doubt, we definitely got to make sure people know about these meetings, so that way we can all take part in it. Because like I said, right now, all the working folks that are out there are working and stuff like that, and most of us do fish, and we've got no say so. Hold on. Okay, they're sitting down, they're saying something, but it's not even on the chat here. I've got it on the computer right here. Or on my phone.
I'm going to call this meeting to order at this time and ask all of you please to rise as we have invocation, and then you'll stand after invocation, please, with a pledge of allegiance to the United States of America and to our Texas flags. And I understand we often try to have a pastor invited this morning, but today we were not able to make that connection. I always like to offer, you never know, we can all be pastors in our daily lives, but our favorite resident pastor, non-pastor, is Commissioner John Mattis. Commissioner, would you say grace?
Dear God, we thank you for today. We thank you for another day of life. We thank you for the blessings you give to our families and our communities. We pray for this court today, Lord, to just exercise discernment, Lord, and to do the will of the people and to work hard to meet this agenda that we have carefully put together along with our staff. We pray for our community, Lord, as we still continue to struggle with illness and so many other issues facing our people. And so we just ask for your guidance, ask for your love, ask for your forgiveness. We thank you for the blessing of serving Oasis County and pray that you will end this day with a court that is unified in pushing projects and promoting our people to the greatest community of them all here in Oasis. So we thank you for everyone here today. Thank you for our staff and for all their service as well. We pray all of this in your holy name. Amen.
All right.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Commissioner, that was beautiful. See, I gave him no warning and no notice, and it's just absolute perfection every time. Thank you for that. At this time, for the clerk, I'd like to note the time. It's 8:40, but Kara, we probably started maybe 3 minutes ago, 8:37. And of course, we are here in Nueces County Courthouses. Location is 901 North Leopard, and we are on the 3rd floor of Nueces County Commissioner's Courtroom. I do note for the record that Commissioner Hernandez, Mares, Gonzalez, and Chesney are all present. Of course, I'm here as well. And as the presiding officer, I can certify to the clerk that a quorum is present. I don't know if I noted the date, Kara, but it's October the 12th. I can't believe it. You just blink and it's the middle of the month. And at this time, I would like to ask for announcements on disclosures of conflicts of interest. Any conflicts of interest or appearance of a conflict of interest with items on this agenda shall be declared at this time. Members with conflicts will refrain from voting and are asked to refrain from discussion on such items. Conflicts discovered later in the meeting shall be disclosed at that time. Are there any conflicts with items on the agenda or appearance of conflicts that need to be disclosed at this time?
Man, like, yeah, there is. We don't ever find out about these meetings.
Okay, we'll move to the safety briefing.
My name is Rebecca.
Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners, and attendees. Our safety briefing for today, October 12th, is being held at the Nueces County Commissioner's Courtroom. The restrooms are located on the right-hand side of the 3rd floor atrium, past the Human Resources Office. There is a fire extinguisher located at the rear of the courtroom, and also 5 additional fire extinguishers located throughout the
Caleb,
atrium
right on
area.
that bus.
Bleed
That's
control
for sure.
stations are on every floor. In the event of a cardiac emergency, an AED is located on the right wall next to the Human Resources Office. Participant for today who will be
All right,
responsible
Bluegrass,
for
you have a
dialing
good one,
911 will be on, excuse me, but I don't know her name. What's your name? Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In the
Leah,
event.
you're now in charge of 911.
Yeah, by the way. In the event of evacuation, our egress route will be slowly down the atrium stairs, proceeding out the doors located on the Lepan Street side of the courthouse, and assemble in the parking lot across the street. It is important to stay together. Should there be a need to shelter in place, depending upon the severity of the shelter in place, the courtroom double doors will be secured and remain secure until given further instructions from the Nueces County Sheriff's Office or other law enforcement agencies. And I would like to say that the Loss Control Committee has had at least 3 or 4 meetings. And any department that is not participating, please contact risk management. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that good briefing. At this time, we'll move, thank you, Kara. We'll move to public comment, and I have been handed a sheet of paper, and I'll call you in the order, just a little bit of housekeeping, in case you have not been with us before. We ask you to use the podium in the back. There'll be a digital display of a clock on the screens, and it's 3 minutes. Please be thoughtful about your fellow residents that have wished also to make public comment. I won't cut you off if you're finishing a
Exactly.
thought, but
Caleb, you
just be
right on
kind
that.
to
In so
everybody.
many
And we've
ways.
got a few people online as well. I'll call you in the order that you signed up. Mr. Jim Quisenberry. And even though I call you for the record, would you be kind enough to announce your name again and your address for the record?
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jim Quisenberry. I live at 253 Oleander Avenue. Thank you all for being here, commissioners. Thanks for that good prayer, John and Rose. Truly appreciate it. Going to work from my phone today because didn't have a chance to write these things out, but I'm here again. Y'all probably remember my face from last time. I'm here again to ask you to vote no to the new single piling Bob Hall pier design. This pier is not designed with the local population in mind. In your prayer, you spoke to the people, and this pier doesn't speak to the people here at all. Traditionally, Bob Hall Pier has been a fishing pier that produces good waves for surfing. The this new single piling design will cause a loss of marine habitat on a large scale, in addition to not producing waves that are the same standard as the previous pier. The question is, truly, what good is a pier, a fishing pier, with no fish? And what good is a pier that people surf at with no surfing? The failure of the previous pier was not due to a hurricane Hannah purely. It was due to a failure of action to remove the blocks as the pier was originally designed and engineered. I understand we didn't have time to remove those blocks because we were berming up roads when we talked to Bob Hall at Briscoe a while back. And I understand that. However, the failure of that pier design was not purely Mother Nature. If we had taken the blocks off the end, it would have likely survived. Another aspect of the new design is the extra millions of dollars that are being applied to a restaurant that's 2 stories. 2 stories, and they're going to be in all the elements, and they're going to be right in the path of a hurricane with hurricane force winds. Let's look at the results in Fort Myers. You know, Fort Myers just got devastated by a hurricane. Do you think a 2-story pier that's in the ocean is going to hold up to those types of winds and that type of force? I would have to say no. The second thing is that restaurant's going to benefit one business. What's wrong with packing your lunch and going to the beach like we always have? This idea, to me, it's preposterous. I want to show a picture I mentioned last time. This is an image from a special day that only happens 2 days out of the year. I was lucky enough to capture it, but nobody ever will with the new pier design. The sun is in the very center of the pier. And it won't ever happen again for any other photographers or nobody will ever see this view again with this new design. It's in your hands. So today, when you vote, I ask that you think of, make a choice for the people who live here, surfers, fishermen, etc. And spending this kind of money on a design that is truly only benefits out-of-town visitors that are coming here. It doesn't benefit the people who live here. I ask that you give people another option and bring forth a second design similar to the previous that actually benefits surfing, fishing, and promotes those things.
Yeah.
We're asking for a design option that speaks to the true nature of a fishing and surfing pier. One that supports marine life and fish. Finally, we all hold type of traditions and heritage. All of us do, every single one of us. I know you all understand this. Surfing and fishing at Bob Hall Pier is a part of these for many people here. So I ask that you think of democracy, and whenever you vote, think of the people who vote for you all, and give us an option that actually works for us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your comments. We'll move now to, and is it Mr. Gamble? Is it Spencer? Welcome.
Thanks. Morning.
Good morning.
John Spencer Gamble. I live at 1013 Campbell Street here in Corpus Christi, Texas. I did not grow up surfing Bob Hall Pier, more South Padre and Port Aransas, but over the past decade or more, I've put quite a bit of time in there and had some really good days. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to the people here. It means a lot to my kids. I think that there's a way to satisfy different types of people, different types of beliefs in this process of the double pylon project.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They keep saying surfing pier, surfing pier, surfing. I'm telling you guys, yeah.
So I
was
think,
some surfers out there. Like I said, I have friends and family
just
that
think
are
about
surfers. But at the same time, you know,
who
they
can
charge
benefit from this
fishermen
now,
to be on that pier.
not just,
And
there's not
there
just
was,
one way to
there
approach
was too many
this,
times that
and
cops
think
have been
about
involved where it was a surf
your
and
kids
surf war.
and their
I
kids.
call it
in the
that
future,
because, you know,
I've got two
fishermen
boys,
were out there
6 and
trying to
3 years
fish
old.
and surfers were
They're
out there
learning
with
how to
knives
surf right
cutting
now,
lines.
and I'd love
Yeah,
for them
no.
to enjoy those experiences as well.
That pier got its history from
Another
the
thing,
fishing,
we
not
need
from the
more
waves that it produced.
surfing
It wasn't
spots
known
here.
worldwide for
We're
that.
kind of
I mean,
relegated to surfing
I
packery,
never met
and
a person
it's
that
pretty
went out there,
dangerous. Like,
traveled around the world
I
to
don't
come
know how
out there
many
for the
people are in the
surf.
water right now, probably, how many, Frank? 70, 80 plus? Something like that. So, I mean, it's not just about surfing, as Jim said, you know, it's fishing, it's tourism, it's locals. But the idea of having more than one spot when the waves are good, which rarely happens,
Jeff,
you would literally be saving lives. I've been hurt myself. I've pulled people out of the water. I mean, every time there's some kind of wave, wind, storm incident, people are getting
heard
hurt.
spam, I hung it up.
So I think that's another thing to consider would be just spreading people out. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. Bob Hall Pier. Let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I should have said this in my housekeeping, but if you see us very still up here, in public comment, we don't answer back. But because your comments relate to an agenda item, when we get to the agenda item, there is a potential that we would be able to address some of the comments that you made. I just wanted to share that with you because it always feels awkward that there's no comments up here other than body language. Next, we'll have Mr. Frank Floyd. And then all the folks online, I see you. Thank you for placing your iconic and virtual hand up. I will be calling on you next. Mr. Floyd, welcome.
Thank you. Frank Floyd, 13522 Queen Johanna. I was up here last time, probably tired of it, but you already know my belief on the pier, and I think we should be able to surf and fish. All surfers around here fish also, so we're interested in the whole thing. Another thing is the budget, the cost, and you know, some of the budgets I was hearing before. And my understanding, and I might be wrong on this, but was that the single pylon design has to be built off of barges. We've had a lot of luck with barges out here in the surf lately. The one taken down Bob Hall broke loose at least twice. I heard another time it got caught pretty quickly, but we've seen it on the first sandbar. We also saw it flat up on the beach. Now, just in the last 2 weeks, we've had 2 barges break out of Packery Channel. The one that is currently sunk there, and just about 2 or 3 days ago, and I've got the video, someone needs to see it, they were trying to take one out, lost it at the end, spun it around. We watched it do a 360 in the channel. I've got a picture of it with the bow up on the south jetty in the channel after the bow had been on the north jetty. The guys in the tug were looking pretty frantic. Luckily, I got it pulled off. They took it back in. They didn't even try to take it out. This is we don't have the biggest waves in the world, but we have very close together waves trying to work off a barge in that shallow inner place where they're going to have to build that pier, especially on the single pylons because of the span. You can't drive a crane out on top of something hanging out over the water that far to put the next section in. I think it's going to cost a lot more than you may have been led to believe, And there's definitely going to be a lot of time delays, because you see how much small surf it takes to knock those barges loose. So I do have the video. If someone's interested, you can let me know, and I can show you. That's in the channel. It's not directly right where you were, but at the pier, you're going to be in the surf zone every minute of every day. And I think that's going to be a big concern. So I'm not sure that the timeline and the budget is going to fit what people may think. Other than that, I know a lot of folks what they're going to say, so I'll leave a lot to them. I appreciate y'all's concern on this, and thanks for your time, folks.
Thank you, Mr. Floyd.
Yeah.
Online, I see just a few hands, and I'll take them just the order that I see them. Mr. Cliff Schlabach. And just so you'll be ready, you'll be followed by Mr. Nathan Floyd. Cliff, you can unmute. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I'm Cliff Schlabach, 122 Wiley Drive, Corpus Christi, Texas. Representing the Coastal
I'll
Bend
raise
Surf
my
Rider
hand. Let's see if
Foundation, the
it'll
Texas
allow me
surfing
to-
community, and all 2,113 people who signed our petition opposing the single piling design for Bob Hall Pier and supporting the two piling design. The main reason for opposing the single piling design is the Texas surfing community has no doubt that the single piling design would totally destroy one of the best surfing resources on the Texas Gulf Coast. And along with it, 60 years of surfing history at Bob Hall Pier could be lost. Surfing started at the pier in 1962, and since that time it's had a very rich surfing history. And it's a history that's important to the surfing community and one that we don't want to lose. Another big reason is the single piling design is an unproven design that doesn't exist anywhere in the world in an ocean setting. And do we really want to gamble $28 million of the taxpayers' money trying to be the first to test out an unproven design? I think we all know that wouldn't be a wise decision. Also, the Gulf of Mexico is considered one of the saltiest bodies of water in the world. And yet the single piling design for Bob Hall Pier was designed to be built with steel pilings. That should raise a huge red flag. The whole single piling design defies common sense and is the wrong design for our area. It's time to move forward and build a pier that benefits everyone. Please vote in favor of the two piling design and restore one of the best waves in the Texas coast. Thank you.
Thank you. If I could just have the clock move off my, there we go. Thank you. And I should have also offered, we always welcome you at this time, but again, if you want to hold your public comments to the time we do the agenda item, just let me know and I'll call upon you at that later time. Okay. And I do intend to advance this item so you don't have to wait till the afternoon. Adriana, is it Leyva?
Yes, hi. Adriana Leyva, 5917 Rio Vista. And I also am in support of the two piling pier. You know, Parks and Wildlife has been spending a lot of money putting in artificial reefs and putting in, you know, concrete structures. And I think even like the old Bob Hall Pier was going to be used to put, you know, just create habitat for fisheries. You know, that's one of our biggest industries that we toot our horns on how great the fisheries is here. And so creating two piling would kind of help that, you know, with it just creates habitat for fish. Also, a lot of businesses, they use surfing, they take a lot of surfing photos and they advertise like, oh, you know, come to Corpus, the surfing community. And I feel that is, you know, we use surfing a lot for like photos. Texas A&M University also uses surfing to kind of advertise for students and trying to bring in that diversity of people from the, you know, all around the country. So I feel that if we lose this one break, you know, we're gonna slowly deteriorate that surf community that, you know, it's really unique in Texas. You know, it's something that's beautiful. You go out to the beach, man, and you see like, you know, a surfboard with cowboy boots and a horse and, you know, kite surfing. And it's something that we don't see anywhere in the United States. You know, our beaches are amazing. We have like, you know, expanse areas. And so it would be really sad to lose a break. Another thing is, let's check my notes. Well,
Yeah,
and
guys.
just, just the
Sorry,
idea, just
I'm
what they've
kinda
been talking
listening
about,
to what's
that
being
this
said and
pier,
stuff
this
like
design
that.
has not been proven. We already have a problem with Harbor Bridge. Why are we trying to like do another experimental pier with a lot of money? Why can't we just, satisfy everybody? It would actually satisfy a lot of different people if we continue using the two-pier piling. So please vote for the two-pier piling.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm for the
Thank you, Ms.
two-pier
Leyva.
piling, but not
I'll now
for
call
surfing
upon
for
Nathan Floyd
the
and
habitat
then
for
Will
fish.
Storbeck.
That I will
Or
agree with.
Storbeck,
But
you'll
like
be
I said,
next.
anybody I've ever met on the pier has always been there because of the fishing, not
Good morning.
because of
Can
the
you hear
surfing.
Yes, good morning,
I mean, I
Mr. Floyd.
fished up here
Good morning.
30-something
Thank you
years
guys for
already.
having us again.
Great.
I'm Nathan Floyd at 14241 Playa del Rey. I'm a longtime resident and native of Nueces County. Grew up on Padre Island and have called this area home for 25 years. 20 of these years have been spent surfing.
I think we all are.
The waters off of Valpal and local surrounding beaches up and down the coast. I've done lots of traveling and chasing waves and storms, and one thing has always remained the same. Valpal Pier has always historically been the most consistent, the powerful, and challenging wave on our coastline. Taking the scope a little further out of Texas, I traveled to Mexico for an international longboard contest last year and had the pleasure of meeting Joel Tudor, who is a world-renowned longboarder and world champion. When he learned I was from Texas, he asked what part. Upon mentioning Corpus Christi, his first response was Valpal Pier? Yeah, I know about that place, he said. I surfed there multiple times. Valpal, as much as it's in our hearts, transcends the Texas surfing world. It really has helped set a stage for Texas surfing recognition. It has been in multiple documentaries, international surf magazines, lives in the minds of tens of thousands of local surfers and hundreds of thousands of beachgoers and Texas fishermen and people from all over. Our friend Morgan Faulkner runs the Texas surf camps, and they've been running a surf camp at the pier for the last 10 years that helps get youth interested in surfing. And because of that camp, we have seen a huge growth in the interest in surfing and the surfing population. And these are people that are coming to the pier, spending money at Michael Mays, surfing there.
That is
There's a
true on
lot
there.
to it.
Yep.
Please consider the two piling design over the currently proposed single design. We've already all heard our points on why we don't think the one piling is going to provide waves, be strong against hurricane waves, side shore current shearing. There's a lot more to it than just surfing. There's fishing, there's all sorts of stuff for people to consider. So please consider the two piling design, which is one of the most globally utilized designs for ocean-going piers. So let's make this a place for everyone and help maintain Texas surfing history, like Cliff Schlabach had mentioned. Valpal is synonymous with Texas in surfing in the international world. So please consider a two piling design. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
We'll next hear from Mr. Will Storbeck.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi there, my name is Will Storbeck at 426 Indiana Avenue. I wanted to voice my support in favor of a dual piling system at Valpal Pier and oppose a single piling system, as we've all heard. Some of my earliest memories as a kid were going to Valpal Pier. I grew up on a surfboard as long as I can remember. In my first surf contest, I was 8 years old at Valpal Pier. And growing up, the spot was always Valpal Pier for the best waves. And as these gentlemen have all mentioned, internationally, locally, Valpal Pier has always been a spot, not only in our hearts, but for revenue for tourism due to fishing, surfing, and just a really nice place to hang out. And the current single piling design is something that isn't tried and true. There are already many designs for a dual piling system that are already in process, already working, that we can go off of, that we know will be not only safer for structure, but will also be something that have been tried and true that we know will benefit our citizens and their tax dollars, which is very important to all of us, whether you're a surfer or not. We all pay taxes. Secondly, Bob Hope here will also just promote better fishing. Not all of us are surfers, but I'm sure there's comments in the past have been made, but the way that the sandbar piles, it would be better for fishing as well. And promoting a double or two-story system on Baja Pier will make it more susceptible to wind damage as well. And this piling system has lasted forever, and the only reason it does not last anymore is because the blocks weren't removed during the hurricane. And we understand that is in the past, but we can rebuild the way that the pier already was, and everyone can be satisfied. And in my opinion, we can save more money doing so, which will not only benefit the surfers, but will benefit the taxpayers, and it'll be a win-win for everybody because the surf community, the fisherman community, and the tourism will be in the best place. And also, the big point is safety. If you've ever been to Packery Channel on a big day, the waves are very treacherous, and a lot of the times the waves are only breaking in a very small spot, making it more unsafe, not only for fishermen being so close to the waves, but also for surfers being so close to the jetty. If Bob Hall Pier is rescued as we want, then there'll be more surf all the way down the beach. For example, Port Aransas, you can surf all the way down the beach and not be crowded in one dangerous spot. So we're really begging at this point, us and all the people who have signed the petition, shown their support on Facebook from here and all over the world, want to vote no to the single piling system and voice my support in favor of the dual piling system. And this is Will Storbeck. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll now move to Ray Madrigal. Sorry, I didn't give you advance notice there. The next person after Mr. Madrigal will be it's just the initial D, McClellan.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
My area of concern was, we have spent the last month and a half at the University of Corpus Christi, A&M, encouraging young people to vote, registering young people to vote.
How you doing? How can I help you?
And their main
I got kind of an odd
concern
question here.
is the
I've got some friends that surf fish, shark fish, sharkathon and everything, and I've heard about those places that you opened up. I don't surf fish, I bait fish, but we're all kind of in the same community, I guess. I've got to meet my dad, he's here. We've got to go to Sinton for a couple of hours. I don't want to leave my truck at Walmart, right, for a couple hours across the way.
Okay.
Would it be possible to back it here where there's people in and out so nothing happens to it?
What kind of truck is it?
It's my black 3/4 ton pickup truck.
Just a truck by itself or a truck with trailer?
No, it's just my truck.
They are those voting locations you see.
Well, you have to park on that. Yes. No. Just parked on that side, so it still allows our customers to get in on this side. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Thank you for coming in. Yes, sir.
And honestly, I am not sure that, whether they are available, that option is available to them. But that's their area of concern. Now, thirdly, Judge, what was brought to my attention was that some of these students from out of state contacted the elections office here in Corpus Christi, Nueces County, and they were wanting to find out how to register or to be able to vote. And they were told that the only way they could vote was if they had a driver's license with a Corpus Christi address, and that is blatantly untrue. And I think it should be addressed. I called the Nueces County Registrar's Office because I thought that that's who they may have called, and I addressed it to the people there. and they told me that they said, no, we don't, you know, we would never tell anyone that from out of state that's a student in Texas A&M that they could not vote, or that they would need a Texas driver's license to vote. So when I contacted the students, they said, no, it was the elections office. And I have not been able to contact the elections office. And you know, I know that the last day to register to vote was yesterday. So, I mean, it's you know, beating a dead horse, but if someone at that office is telling students from out of state that they cannot vote unless they have a Texas driver's license, that is blatantly untrue, and I think it should be addressed. But we need to get these students, you know, a convenient place to vote, and that would be, you know, the University Center. I've spoken to a lot of organizations out there that are undertaking a mass voter registration drive, and everyone within those organizations have said, hey, look, you know, we don't know where these places are, and you know, when we do find out, they're at the furthest point from the dorms.
Yes.
So I don't know what's.
Thank you. I'm sorry I have to stop you only because our time
All right,
is
Chevy, have
up.
a good one,
But I
boss.
do appreciate your comments.
Thank you, Your Honor, and thank you, Commissioners, for having listened to this.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You know, he's right
We'll
on
now
that,
move
that,
to Mr.,
you know,
it's
if
just
guys
the
are
initial
coming
D.
into the,
Is it McClellan?
Yes, Douglas McClellan.
they're interested in
from
those funding
131
dollars,
Southern
they
Street.
should have a say-so in what
I'm here in
happens
support
to
of
the
the
pier.
two-piling design. First of all, I want to touch on the cultural impact. I've traveled and surfed around the world. Everyone who talks about Texas surfing talks about Bob Hall Pier. I mean, people from all over the coast, from Galveston to South Padre, people landlocked up north, when they come down, they think of Bob Hall Pier. That's it. Secondly, I consulted with Ralph Clark. He wrote Fishing Pier Design Guidance in 2011. And he works for the Florida Department of Environmental Protection under the Bureau of Beaches and Coastal Safety. And for 37 years, he's been designing piers. Not a single one of his designs in a multitude of constructions has been a single piling design. So, I mean, he's designed piers on the Gulf and the Atlantic side for Florida, and he's been working with A&M engineers and various Texas engineers as well. And not a single design that he's done has been a single piling design. We can get into the weeds if you want to go into the erosion and wind shear and all that, but basically a two piling design is going to be stronger, and it's going to have a much better cultural significance for the waves, fishing, and tourism. Because if people drive down from San Antonio and they see the pier's not the same as it was, they're going to go to Port Aransas. They're going to go up north, they're going to go somewhere else. They're going to go to the National Seashore. They're not going to go to Nueces County or up here. That's all, and I hope you vote in favor of the two piling design. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Alan Godsey, and following Alan, we'll have Tommy Schultz, and our last speaker will be Alberto Zertuche.
Yes.
Mr. Godsey.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Awesome. Good deal.
First of all, I'd like to wish a lot of love and aloha to each and every one of us. I'm here for the dual piling structure. I'm for the dual over the single. Many reasons that haven't been said, and many reasons already done. I'm willing to step on the passion and artwork and engineering of the single to please convey the utility of the dual. I'm for the dual, and I mean, legacies are made. These piers last for decades, and they can say, "Hey, look at that single thing. Remember that?" Or you can do like, "Man, they finally heard us out. We got that good dual." And any way you go, I want to thank you. You guys are doing a wonderful job. I'm
heart racing, guys.
518 Mediterranean, representing the 7.
It raced when I heard my name. It was like, yes, we got in there. We didn't have to register 48 hours and.
Love what you guys been doing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see, hold on. Live feed, good. So it looks like it paused out.
We appreciate you guys letting us speak. We really feel like it's just really not representational of the total constituency of this area. It seems like the pier is just being designed for restaurants and fishermen, and we want to be included. And I thank you for letting me speak today. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Finally, we'll hear from Alberto Zertuche. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Yes. Good morning. Morning, Judge. Morning, Commissioners. Morning, everybody else who has attended the meeting. My name is Alberto Zertuche. I live at 3601 Cub Street here in Corpus Christi, Texas. I've been a longtime Bob Hall Pier fisherman, and I am for the two-pier design, two-pylon design over the single pylon design. The reason being because, like they said, it does create more habitat for fishing. Bob Hall Pier is world renowned for fishing, and if you take that away, that means it takes our ability to catch bait near the pier, because that was one of the other things too. Many years that you couldn't take a cast net. You had to use bait rods to catch bait. And if you take those pylons away, then they're not going to really have that opportunity to do that. Like I said, I've been on there 4 or 5 days at a time, talking to people from around the world coming in to see the fish get caught. If we have harder trouble catching bait, that's what we use to catch the bigger fish. Everybody comes out there to see the monster catches and so forth. So again, guys, we are really looking forward to it. Again, please vote for the double pylon, mainly because, like I said, the fishing. I have a lot of friends and family that are surfers and stuff like that, but we don't always see eye to eye, because I pay to be on the pier. I want to be able to cast where I want to cast, because that's where the fish are at. I'm going to cast into those waves and into that current where the fish are hiding. And if you can't do that, then it really blocks us on being able to fish. And I would really highly recommend, instead of doing that double pier thing, spend that extra money you want to spend, make a whole new area to have pylons set up specifically for surfers, because that's the biggest thing. We are out there fishing with a lot of hooks, a lot of weights, and it is very dangerous for surfers to be near the pier. To encourage that, I think it's a real bad thing, and for us, like I said, I respect surfers. They're in my family, but at the end of the day, we pay to be on the pier. Our monies are actually twice that of any surfer that comes in. Because one, we pay to be on the pier. 2, we pay for all the tackle. We're there for numerous days at a time, and we live here locally. The guys that come in spend a crazy amount of money to come in and fish the pier, to be running into surfers and stuff. And I've seen where surfers have run fishermen off the pier because they think they own the water. I'm sorry, guys, you don't own the water. We don't either, but we pay to be up on that pier to fish that area. Our rights count just as much as everybody else's. And, for us, the two-pier design is going to make that pier last longer. And for everybody else, it's going to save money in the long run. So vote for the two-pier design, guys. I think that'd be about it. That, and if we can find a way to make these meetings more public for everybody else, because I just found out about this meeting last night at 9 o'clock. And I was luckily to be able to get my name called for this meeting. So again, guys, thank you very much. Y'all have a good day. And I am sharing this to my YouTube channel as well with 20,000 subscribers. So that way we can get more fishermen involved. Because right now it seems to be set up to be a boardwalk, not a fishing pier. Everybody keeps saying that, but all the designs never show a fisherman on the pier fishing. Sorry, guys, I don't see it. Guys, I think that'd be about it. That, and if we can find a way to make these meetings more public for everybody else, because I just found out about this meeting last night at 9 o'clock, and I was luckily to be able to get my name called for this meeting. So again, guys, thank you very much. Y'all have a good day, and I am sharing this to my YouTube channel as well with 20,000 subscribers, so that way we can get more fishermen involved. Right now,
it seems to be set up to be a boardwalk, not a fishing pier. Everybody keeps saying that, but all the designs never show a fisherman on the pier fishing. Sorry, guys, I don't see it.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Okay, that concludes our public comment period at this time. And just to
Yes.
give you a little,
See.
I signed up for public comment.
sure, or you could address it at the voting time.
Well, since we have people here and we're online, I just want to address that
I know, just that-
TAMU does have a early voting the entire time for.
It does.
It does, so that is one. Also, the locations, we asked if we can use a location, and it's up to the location to decide where to put us.
Right.
So just want to make that very clear.
Right.
Yes.
I just, yes.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes.
Oh, in my office, we are not voter registration, so we don't answer those questions. So call 888-0404, voter registration.
We'll go over it again when we get to the agenda item. We'll have you re-emphasize it again. Okay? It's important that we don't respond to public comment unless there's an agenda item, so I'm kind of giving a broad brush here. And we'll re-emphasize that about Texas A&M when we get to that voting center.
I'll sign myself up. Thank you.
Okay. At this time, what we are going to do, Deputy, is do our resolutions, proclamations, and orders. And we've got 4 of them this morning. They're all fantastic. And then for all of you online that have made public comment
Exactly. Yes, sir.
regarding the Bob Hall Pier, please know that it is my intention to advance the item so that your comments can be addressed by both presentation and perhaps the dais itself. So we'll ask for your patience because we've got a lot of people here for these first 4 items inside resolutions and proclamations. And we'll start with item G1 in recognition of October 2nd, 2022 through October 8th, 2022 as National 4-H Week. And of course, that was last week, but nevertheless, we have the Green Jackets in the room, ambassadors from our 4-H program throughout Nueces County, their leadership and their advisors and mentors. And I would direct your attention to Ms. Belinda Hinojosa Person, who's going to be reading the recognition.
Whereas Nueces County is proud to honor the 4-H Youth Development Program of the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service for 150.
All right, guys. So, like I said, I have a lot of family and friends that are surfers. Mad respect for them and what they do. However, at the end of the line, you got to realize this: we as fishermen paid a lot of money to be on that pier, especially if we take our family. We pay a lot of money to travel there. We pay a lot of money to buy food, materials, everything to fish Bob Hall Pier. We don't go out there to watch surfers. I mean, it's cool, don't get me wrong, it's cool. I like seeing them out there having fun and stuff like that. But when surfing gets dangerous, that is when it's not fun for us as fishermen and for surfers alike. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't want to see nobody get hurt. I don't want to see nobody get hooked. I don't want to see anything like that. I want everybody to go out there and have a good time. But at the end of the day, you got to realize it is a fishing pier. The guys that keep putting it up about surfing is because they don't have a place to surf themselves. They used to at JP Luby Beach, not JP, by Packery Channel. I thought it was JP, the north side. They used to have pylons set up there specifically for surfers. Not a single fisherman to mess with them. They had all the beach that they wanted, big breaks, big waves and stuff like that, but they made it with wood. Make it with concrete. You know, all this extra money they say they have, make it for concrete. Make it to where they have their own surfing area without any worries of fishermen and surfers colliding. I mean, we're out there, like I said, we pay a lot of money. And I've seen a lot of money get wasted because surfers catch a wave and obviously they're going through, they're not really paying attention to where the lines are. They're trying to do what they do on the wave. So for us, it's really hard to accept and understand that why do they want to put themselves in a dangerous position like that. You know, for me, bottom line, it's the fishing. 2 pier pylons, increase the life of the pier, increase more life under the pier, which will create more life on top of the pier. They're making their money off of the fishermen that fish that pier because we pay to be on the pier, not for the surfers that don't pay to be on the pier. They just go out there, launch their surfboard, and go surfing, enjoying themselves. Okay, yes, they may have a few people go up on the pier to take pictures, but that doesn't compare to a person going out there with 3 or 4 rods, or whatever the rod limit is. That cost already, if it's 4 rods and me and 1 person. Now I take my son, my other son, my daughters and stuff like that. I got enough rods for all of them. So I've already spent 4 to 5 times as much as that 1 or 2 or 3 people that walk up there to take pictures. You catch my drift, guys? Y'all talking about money. Well, there's the real money. Really look at the finances portion of it, where the fishermen are the real ones who bring in the money. Our voice should be heard hands down, because they're talking about tax dollars, this and that. Where do they think they're making all that money from? It's not from the surfers. Yes, they may know the pier. From what I'm hearing, that's all news to me. I've never talked to a surfer. You know what? I take that back. About 10 years ago, I talked to a surfer, and he said he traveled all over the world, surfing this and that. I said, well, what are you doing here? And he started saying, well, I heard that, he even said, I heard there's great fishing and that there was big sharks being caught on the end of the pier. He didn't say nothing about surfing. I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, we've done this, and we started showing him pictures and stuff like that. And so, yeah, even surfers know about the great fishing on the pier. And maybe he was fitting in and saying that instead of the surfing. I don't know. I'm not there. I wasn't in his mind, to know that. But it is dangerous positions that surfers are putting themselves in by fishing or surfing near a pier with a ton of fishermen out there. You got to realize I'm an experienced fisherman, so I can guide my line where I want it to go to not hit a surfer in the water. A lot of these guys that fish the pier are a lot of tourists, a lot of guys just getting into fishing, and then they hit a surfer. What you don't understand is when that weight goes flying, a lot of people don't understand how far it's going, where where it's going and stuff like that. But we want them out there fishing, like we want surfers to be out there. But let's create a place that's safe for the surfers and safe for the fishermen, to where these guys aren't bumping heads, people aren't getting hurt and or killed, because if they get hit with the weight in the right position, it's lights out, guys. And at the end of the day, human life is more valuable than anything out there. But at the same time too, I'm not going to give up my passion, like I know they're not going to give up their passion of surfing. Create a safe place for them to surf, and then, man, I guarantee you, they do it right, put those pylons real nice and close, they can create an awesome surf place for them that will last for decades. So yeah, definitely going to find out, because one of the other things too that we found out is even one of the workers that works in there up in the commissioner's office for Bob Hall Pier didn't even know about the meeting. Like, we had to scramble to find out, hey, where's this meeting? How can we get on and stuff like that, where other people knew. I want to be able to know what's going on, so I signed myself up for knowledge on that. I sent my email in and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll see. To answer Christopher Vella's comment right there, when they set up these pylons, it's pylons in the middle of the water. There's no structure on top. It's just pylons to create surf. So fishermen obviously can't go up there because there's no way to go from pylon to pylon carrying any gear. Now, if they want to wade out to the first gut, I mean, that's something different. But again, too, like I said, where there's structure, there's fish. Now, the surfers aren't going to be first fishing that first sandbar. They're going to be out there second and third catching the bigger waves. So just right there, it's just food for thought. To answer your question on that, you got to think, they're not going to be right up on the first sandbar fishing. Most wade fishermen, they fish right there and they'll fish right near the pylons. They're not going to be throwing lines way all out and stuff like that. But it's, like I said, if that could be the case, because even at Bob Hall Pier, they had markers set out, say 100 foot from the pier or 100 yards, that used to sell no floating devices, no this, no that. Maybe they can do that for that area and say, hey, it's specifically for surfers only, or when surfers are present. I mean, you know, I could work both ways. I'm fine with that. Like I said, you know, I'm like I said, I can work both ways. For me, it's being safe and away from them. I wouldn't even go over there on that note because I know how hard my weights can hit because I've done dry casts and see them just smashed into the floor. That could be somebody's skull. So I would definitely be on that same boat, exclusive only to surfers. By all means, cool deal. Safety at the end of the day is what's paramount on that one. And that's why I would pitch that idea instead of going to something else. Hold on, let me see what's going on. Oh, I guess they're gonna take a picture. Yeah, okay. So, yes, sir. We definitely, you know, a lot of people too, and also Christopher Vela on that note, there used to be signs out on Ball Paul Pier that told boaters to stay within 300, it was supposed to be 100 yards or whatever away from the pier. When those signs got ripped off because of the wind, they started coming near the pier again. And so that's something else, you know, if we can have our area, they can have their area. Hey, there shouldn't be any problem, especially with big signs on there letting people know don't come near the pier. It's a safety issue at the end of the day, you know, keep everybody thinking safety, and it's going to go a long way. It's going to bring a lot more tourist dollars down here in both ways because one, too, that area right there, they can really set up a concession stand, and okay, it's directed towards the surfers. They could still build, you know, a little store or restaurant the same way they have a Ball Paul Pier, just without any structure out there. Or if they do, make it real thin so that way they know that fishermen are not allowed on the pier. It's strictly for camera shooting only. I mean, they have bird watching stations. Fishermen are not allowed out there. Why can't they do it for surfers? I'm just saying, food for thought. It is up there, so. Yeah, like I said, guys, at the end of the day, it's safety. And obviously, tourist dollars bring it, you know, money makes the world go round, for sure. But if they're not taking that into consideration and they're trying to hook up their buddies because they own those businesses that are coming in and doing all those projects and stuff like that, that's not the right reason. So they're still talking about item 1 of G2. So I've got that on silent because, like I said, I have not done my homework or to talk about anything on there, and or to even try to catch up right now would just be late in the game. But yeah, there's so many exclusionary deals. Like I said, the bird watching stations, they don't allow fishermen out there. No cast nets, no fishing rods. You know, it's strictly for out there for the bird watchers. And total respect. Hey, cool. You know, that's for them. You don't see no surfers trying to get out there. Obviously, there's no waves. It's not built for that. So let's build an area strictly for surfers where they can go out and surf safely, or safer, should I say. Surfing is dangerous, you know, they're in the riptides, they're in the currents, they're in the waves, there's pylons, there's, you know, they can get rolled on the surfboard and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, it's dangerous, but why add fishing line out there? And that's another thing too, you know, a lot of us have upgraded our gear to be, you know, the braided lines. It's a Spectra, it's super thin, super sharp when you run against it extremely fast. And those surfers, man, they get some speed. They're up and down, they're turning and this and that. And then too, like I said, the kind of hooks I use are super strongs, 3X, 4X strong. That goes into you're not easily bending that hook out. Normally you have to, you know, push the barb through, cut it, and then remove it. And, or if it doesn't do that, then it has to be surgically removed. Granted, I have pulled hooks out myself, but that's on me. That was my choice to do it. Other people may not have that same choice, and like I said, depending on which hook they run into, they may not have a choice of being able to pull it out. You know, it's a huge deal. Like I said, it's nothing against the surfers, but I do know how much money I spend to go out there and then to be arguing with somebody that's in the water. Dude, like they forced me to pay to be up here. If I didn't have to pay to be up there, then I'd be cool. Let me move over. I'll share the water. If y'all want more surfers there, then don't charge us to get on the pier. Yeah, I'm serious. Like, why am I going to pay if there's 100 surfers out here surfing and I can't fish safely? I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want them to get hurt by anybody. You know, but you're charging me to be on the pier. I don't know. It's a lot, you know. Lemon chicken, you sure right on that. And like I said, at the end of the day, for me, it's safety. It is, you know, I've seen too many times where, you know, and it happened to me one time. I broke off on cast. I was going this way, my weight flew that way, and it actually hit a surfer. And man, I went running to the end because I saw it going that way, and I was, hey, and it hit them. What? And they got upset. They were like, hey, what? And I was like, hey, man, it broke off. I'm sorry. It scared me more because I know what that surf weight can do. I was throwing like an 8 or a 10 ounce weight, and for it to fly at that speed and hit somebody, it could have, I mean, now that surfer would have been knocked unconscious. I would have dove off the end of the pier to go rescue them because obviously it was an accident. But at the same time too, if we can create an area where surfers can go and enjoy the surf safely, like I said, you know, that bird sanctuaries, why can't they have surfing sanctuaries? You know, they have skate parks. Obviously, we don't go out there and throw a fishing rod at a skate park. Oh, yeah, there's no water, but still, the point is, if they can create an area for them on land, they can do it in the water. They did it years and years ago. They used to do it, or they had one out there, but it was with wood instead of concrete. Make a concrete one. Do the same thing. Put a concession stand up there. You know, put a small little deal so camera guys can go out there and make it strictly for surfers. Create the best surfer in the world right there. Like you said, a lot of it doesn't have to do with the specific area of where the pier is built. It's just that it's there and it creates structure to create the waves. The whole Gulf Coast right here is a very special area in the whole Gulf Coast. All the big time fishing guides and stuff know this. I know this because I pay attention to fishing. Our area of the Gulf Coast creates a specific type of wave break that's unique to the world, hands down. If you were to actually create a safe place for surfers to go out there and surf without worrying about lines, without worrying about hooks, without worrying about weights, hands down, everybody wins right there. That would be epic right there. You know what I mean? And for me, like I said, that's the best way to do it, to get the kids involved safely, knowing that, hey, everybody's out there to surf. There's no fishermen. Hey, put some signs out there. No fishing within, 100 yards or so. Same thing for Bob Hall Pier. No boating, deals within 100 yards or so. Obviously, we use kayaks to get our shark baits out. There could be exceptions on that, or would need to be some exceptions on that, because the big shark fishermen are what brought people to that pier. People don't go out there for all the reds they catch. They don't go out there for all the drum they catch, the speckled trouts. They go out there for the big fish that is being caught. Big shark, big tarpon, big kings. And a lot of that, guys, is from us going out there and putting forth the effort, battling the wind conditions and everything else, and
working out hard. But I appreciate so much what you do for this community and all of the hard work. I mean, I was, when I was a CPS judge, I mean, you helped me with those cases. I mean, there's just, it's not the best kept secret anymore, but it used to be the best kept secret, and it needs to be even less of a secret in this community, because the work you do is so important and so appreciated. And I just thank you and thank the board that's here, and you have a fine trio, and I know the rest of your board is very strong.
Okay. Yeah, guys, like I said, there's ways to make everybody happy. That surf can be created just by putting up structure. And that is something, that maybe we all need to start voicing. I'm willing to start a petition to set that up. I just need to know how I need to. I'm not a politician's guy. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to do it, but I do know I have a voice. I know everybody on the channel has a voice, whether you're a fisherman or surfer or both. Like I said, I know a lot of fishermen surf. I got a lot of friends. I got a lot of family that do that. I just look at it at a safety point of view at the end of the day. I want everybody to go out there, enjoy themselves, enjoy the surf, I mean, we like to surf too, because it creates fish. No surf, no current, no fish. No surf, no current, no waves. You see, it works both ways, guys. And with this being said, there's a lot of things that can go right for this to create specific areas to separate the two safely, efficiently, because I mean, just putting up a simple pier, simple pylons that will, obviously it doesn't have a lot of structure to hold up, but dual pylons like that, maybe 6 foot across, so they can have their tripods out there to take camera pictures and maybe a chair or two. It would be epic. They can hold monster surfing competitions and stuff like that, and really boost that surfing community. Right now, they try to compete with the fishermen. There was one time they did that, and it made a lot of fishermen angry because these guys were up there with canopies, yet they tell the fishermen that they can't have canopies. How does that work out? Oh, they're out here for the surfing competition. They're not fishing. And, I mean, I pay the same like them to be on the pier. Why do they get to do it and I can't do it? See, if you're going to hold one to the fire, hold everybody to the fire. Keep it the same. And like I said, it has to be discussed and worked out, obviously, and saving money in the long run with all this extra nonsense on the pier. Yeah.
Would you do us the honor and let us create more awareness for the Wesley Center by taking a photo with us? Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying to follow along on that, but they're stopping for each portion to take pictures and stuff. So I'm gonna keep working on the leaders. I got 3 more, and then I'm gonna move into the heavier tackle and stuff like that. But actually, now that this is off, now that that's done, I can turn this off, because I already was able to make my speech and we got it on the TV. So give me a second, I need to print something out. But we definitely need to unite, surfers and fishermen to really get the word out about what's going on, guys. They are really trying to take it away from both of us. And like I said, I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm just concerned about fishermen. No, I'm very considerate of the surfers' health as well, because I'm a kayaker. I know how deadly the surf can be already by itself without even having a line in the water. You add line to the water, braided line, hooks, weights, it's a deadly combination, guys. And I would really would vote, and I would help any way I can, pass a word to help raise funds to create a surf park specifically designed for surfers. Imagine a big old platform out there where, man, I would go just to go check it out. I really would, and that would be cool, knowing that I'm there specifically for the surfers. When they come out to the pier, then it would be specifically for the fishermen, so. Have y'all ever heard of the bait cannon or the bionic finger? Breakaway Tackle has one. You can find them online, and I have one over there. I'll get it, but let me start getting this stuff printed out, guys. I need to print out some more shark labels. Let me see. No, that's not it. It's sweet, but it's still not what I'm looking for. I had a couple of different options going through the years of the size of bags that we would use for my labels, so I actually need to go through here and clean this up so I have the right label, or labels needed. Yep, Daniel, you too, guys. Like I said, I'm still staying on the feed for the Bob Hall Pier thing so we can see how they're going to vote on it. They're getting a ton of opposition for that single pylon deal, so I pray and hope that they listen to the community, because if not, they're going to be running into a lot of, you know, backlash on it. They know they are. I don't know why they would even consider something like that. Keep it rocking on that for sure. I'm gonna try to find a way to stay more informed on what's going on with Bob Hall Pier. Eric, you have a good day, boss. Yes, I will definitely find out more of how we can do this, and like I said, willing to work with the surfers, because like I said, I mean, I got their family, you know, in the same sense, you know what I mean? So I just want to be more safe at the end of the day. Looking for my label. Cannot find my label. Come on. Sorry guys, let me get this label done so I can get it printed out, because I'm going from my 400 and 500 pound mono to my 650 and 700s. Then I got to build some 1200s. All right, let me show you. Awesome, Eric. Thank you for that. Yep. I've got to find out. That was something that I was going to talk to with Nick Myers, and I totally got sidetracked. And I know he's real busy over there too, so I'll get with him. You know, he was telling us how we need to do it and stuff like that, so we can get this petition started and show them real numbers. They had 1,600 people for the boardwalk. Let's show them some real numbers, guys. Let's stay united and really show them what fishermen can really do, guys. I mean, that's the whole reason why that pier exists, because of the fishermen, not because it was a boardwalk. I'm sorry, guys. Like, it is gone, and the tourist dollars, I'm telling you, come tenfold over the surfing in that area. So why not capitalize on that and make surfing their own area? You know, I know they too, in the back of their minds, are thinking that same deal, that, you know, they have to worry about the fishermen on the pier and stuff like that. So, or some may not even care, but I do. I mean, like I said, I don't want to see nobody get hurt. You know, I want everybody to go out there and enjoy themselves. So let's make it safe for everybody. And still create a pier that's long lasting, create a surf break that's long lasting, and man, double up. Why force everybody to be in one spot when you can double up and have two spots that are more of a tourist attraction? Yeah, food for thought there, guys. Yep. Hi, man. How you doing, boss? Are you, like I said, I know we offered y'all any help if you found out anything, if y'all need anything. I know we have your win here, and I forgot to put on there too, the winnings from yours there. It came out to be a $120 donation toward the Christmas fund right here from the $800 that was on that one. So you've got $680 that's available from that $800 win right there. No worries, Jaime. The paperwork's here. If I'm not here, Jeff will be able to hook you up with that and stuff like that. So, yeah, like I said, if you need anything, man, post it up to the channel. I know a lot of us will be willing to help you out, even if we got to mail some gear out to y'all and stuff like that. I'm just glad your power got back on last week. I mean, I can't imagine what it was like during that time. Well, I mean, when we were camping, but that's different when you're out camping and you're expecting that instead of being at home and trying to worry about things, food and stuff like that. So, but yeah, no, we're on the meeting. Let me get back to it real quick. Oh, they're still taking pictures. Let's see what happens when they vote. They never went live to the YouTube channel. I've been waiting here. It never went live for YouTube, so I don't know why they have that on there.
Regarding veterans and veterans organizations, so it is fitting that you are here with us. I don't know if you knew about Operation Greenlight, but I think it's a great operation, and we're going to spread the word throughout our countywide facilities to see how everybody can participate. We do have one final important resolution. It is in support of immediate funding for the state government mandated services. They're set out by the County Judges and Commissions Association of Texas. This comes as an executive board's request to the Texas Legislative Budget Board. Belinda will tell us more.
Whereas recognizing the strain the lack of sufficient state funding places on local county governments, the Executive Board of the County Judges and Commissioners Association of Texas met on August 24, 2022, and unanimously passed a resolution requesting the State Legislative Budget Board to provide immediate funding for the backlog of Texas inmates, mental health patients, and juveniles. Whereas Commissioners' Courts continue to struggle to finance essential services under a 3.5% revenue cap. State government mandated services threat.
All right, guys. So, definitely got to stay on top of this. I mean, for somebody that works in their office, for them to have a hard time even staying up with this, that says something, guys. A lot of communication is not being done about this. I'm definitely going to get a hold of Frank with Wind and Wave. They're one of our sponsors for the team as well. We use the PDL kayak. I've used it for years and years until we got the jet skis, but still, I still want to get out there and kayak and bait. I love kayak and bait. It really is a pretty cool thing to do. Go out there, you're by yourself, waves coming at you and stuff. It has its own calming effect, so that's something that I may never give up is kayak and bait. However, when it does come to tournament fishing and battling some crazy surf and current and stuff like that, especially once I get my hip fixed, I can't wait. But I want to see how he's able to keep up with the what's going on with Bob Hall Pier, and maybe he can help us stay in tune with that as well. Like I said, maybe I can get with him because I know he's one of the prominent surfing voices here in Texas. To get with them on that, and hopefully we can maybe, like I said, maybe we can help them set up that deal where they have that extra surfing spot to create that wave break that they're looking for in a safe environment for them to go out there and rock and roll. And also too, for the fishermen that come in here, to be able to go out and go fishing and not have to worry about it. Because what you also got to realize is too, when we hook up to these big fish, we cannot control which direction they run. They run whichever way they want to run, and it's on them. But they sit there. I've seen it where they sit there. Well, control your fish. Hold on. Oh, that was funny. That was funny. So yeah, no, we definitely need to start a petition to open that door, because like I said, right now it is closed shut and it's not cool. It's not safe. We definitely need to team up together and make it happen, guys. So I'm looking forward to it. I do got to get this done though, and it's being a pain in the butt. Let's see. Yep. John, let's see. competition. Right. I'm telling you, I've heard some craziness out there. Alright, got that. Yeah, no, it's been funny, some of the things we've heard, you know what I mean? Let me see. Hopefully this works. I'm trying to create a new label over here. Yeah, no, we're definitely, like I said, guys, even if you're out of state, you should be able to sign the petition because, you know, your tourist dollars count as well, you know what I mean? Can't just be listening to or only hear locals can vote or whatever. No, that does not compute at all, guys. So, computer's being a little slow right now and stuff like that. Come on. Oh, that's what I need to do. See, I'm going to certain places and shows. Right. Oh, man. Yeah. Like I said, guys, at the end of the day, you got to think safety. You mix guys that are casting weight and hooks and bait and stuff like that, trying to enjoy themselves, and then you got somebody underneath them. You know what I mean? It's like a child walking next to an adult. You know, if the adult doesn't know the child is right behind them, they turn around and step on them all day long. I know, as a parent, I've done that to my kids, and like, you know, you feel bad for doing it, but you didn't intentionally do it. So you got to really take a look at that in a bigger picture, guys. You know, it's not safe. It really isn't. And for us, you know, I would rather create a safe environment for them so they can go out and enjoy that. And just think about it. At the end of the day, you're creating two attractions, not just one. Right now, you're trying to combine two into one area. Make it two. Double up on your tourist dollars that are going to come in, and also to ensure people's safety. I just, like I said, I don't, that would be the best way to really add it in. Okay, I'm getting this. What I'm having to do, I'm gonna show y'all guys. I'm creating a new big rig shark label for our labels over here, and this is something that true that. But see, that's the thing with surfers. They want to be right near the pier because that's where the biggest waves are, and I understand that. But at the same time, at the end of the day, we paid to be on that pier where the surfers are not paying to be in the water. So it's not saying that their thoughts don't count, but at the end of the day, when I'm paying to be up there, I think mine carry a little more weight. But also too, that you are not taking into consideration your safety of being in the water on guys that are, 20 feet above you, that I guarantee 99% of the time are not paying attention to the child that's walking right behind them. Figuratively speaking. If you're in the water, guys, I'm not paying attention to you. I'm where my weight's going, because everybody on the pier is my concern. You know what I mean? So, yep. Yep, I've seen it. I've seen it. I had another fisherman one time. Control your stingray. That thing's like 16 feet wingtip to wingtip. You think I'm gonna tell this stingray where to swim? I'm just holding on. That's all I was doing. So. Oh man, yeah, well that's pretty interesting. I'm gonna get this printing real quick and get back to the public comment, because I want to see what they vote for. They're supposed to vote on that today. And oops, nope, that's not gonna work. Right, yeah. Now, like I said, guys, by us getting a petition started, we'll really be able to voice ourselves. And if we put it in that retrospect, I guarantee that if they don't follow that, then they can be held accountable, because, we were raising the flag, you know what I mean? And hopefully we can get it done. Yeah, no, there are some piers that don't allow overhead casting. I've heard of it, and that would just completely kill many ways and styles of fishing on Bob Hall Pier. One is casting, to do slide lines, casting to do for big bull reds, for shark. I mean, there you go. You've done taken out the top layer of big time fishermen by not allowing overhead casting. No, there's not, because if there was, I guarantee you, it would have gotten pretty dangerous really fast, guys. And like I said, at the end of the day, I don't want to have to go out, somebody getting hurt, somebody getting injured, or anything like that. Make it safe, guys. Create a environment for surfers to go out there and for fishermen to go out there and each enjoy their day completely. Obviously, like, you don't go to a swimming pool to go cast a line. There's water there. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Sometimes, but again, too, we all know sometimes
and recognizing him and his efforts with working with us, along with
wow.
Veterans, and working with them at their veteran cemetery.
That's fantastic. I think that deserves this.
Can you read that, what it says on the
Yeah,
award,
would you
sir?
read it for us?
It's
Yes.
just basically Texas Veterans Commission, Nueces County, 2021 Government Entity of the Year, large.
Wow, fabulous, just fantastic, both to Julie Guerra and to JJ De La Cerda and their departments. Julie, would you like to recognize your team?
Yes, thank you again to the Texas Veterans Commission. My staff and I have worked hard to make this happen. We work closely with JJ's department also in trying to recruit as many veterans as we possibly can here at Nueces County. And I'd like to recognize my staff. I have Sarah Longoria, Melinda Robertson, Paula Hernandez, and Ruth Dominguez. And not here today is Linda Mahoyne also. So thank y'all again.
Thank you so much. Thank you for recognizing counties that do a great job. We appreciate you. And we'd like to get a photo for not only the Veterans newsletter, but our HR newsletter. So if you ladies would come up, JJ, if you would join as well.
Yeah. And I need to go back over there and see what's up with my VA claim as well. So. Yeah, I've seen that. You know, I had a kingfish rig out there, and if y'all don't know what a kingfish rig is, it's a multiple hook system where I had a J hook and 2 treble hooks, and he caught a wave and it picked him up high enough to where it slid in between the anchor line and the fighting line. So the hooks came around and caught his leash to his deal, and then he was sitting there trying to cut my line. Like, I understand it was safety at that point, but we also warned him. Not even 3 minutes before that, we're like, hey, we got fishing lines down there with hooks, can you please move away a little bit away from the pier, at least 20-30 feet. Nah, man, I'm here surfing. And then that happened. So that's where it gets into, yeah, it gets crazy, guys. It really does. There's been times, like I said, police have been involved with surfers and fishermen, and you know, each demanding that they have the rights to be there. But at the end of the day, for fishermen like me that pay a lot of money, because these Bob Hall Pier, they keep trying to make it seem like they are the movie theater. They want to charge crazy amounts of money because they say, oh, well, when you go to the movies, you'll spend $100-something, this and that. And I was like, yeah, but we're pretty much being catered to. We got AC, we got chairs, we got food, we got this, we got that. And I said, are you going to go out there and cast my lines? Are you going to go out there and catch my bait? Or are you going to go out there, like, you're going to provide seating for all of us? I mean, are you going to fillet my fish? Well, no. I said, then how are you going to justify the same kind of deal of looking at how much I'm spending at a movie theater or at a restaurant in comparison to what y'all do here? All you're doing is providing a place for me to fish. Y'all not casting my lines, you're not rigging my bait, you're not providing me with tackle, you're not doing anything other than charging me to get on that pier. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Like I said, guys, I've got a lot of friends and family that are surfers. You know, I'm impressed with what they can do. I don't have that kind of stability on a board, but I do kayak. I do understand surf conditions and all of that is stuff we look forward to. But, you know, at the end of the day, you got to take safety in mind. So,
for us here and the team that worked on this, that ended up with a $7.2 million grant from the Texas Indigent Defense Commission in order to get that drain done of a mental health public.
okay. Yeah. Alright guys, so yeah, I'm still staying on the live video feed that they have on here on Zoom. The YouTube channel did not go live. I don't know what happened there. It said one waiting. I was the only one on there, I guess. But we are definitely going to keep track of this. Like I said, I need to find out what we can do to create a petition for this event. I mean, this is something that they really need to take into consideration, you know, the safety and well-being of both fishermen and surfers alike. You know, they're trying too hard to please everybody in the same spot. It's not going to happen. It's not ever going to be, oh, it's okay for either. No, because if a surfer gets hit, a child gets hooked, oh, it's the fisherman's fault. Wait a minute. We didn't tell you to go across my lines. We didn't tell you how to go swim right near the pier. But there's waves there. That's where they're creating it. They're creating a system of failure. And I'm sorry, like I said, these waves can be made anywhere. They can be made like on this, like I said, the north side of, say, the packery, even the south side, even right there, south side of packery. Both of them have great areas where a lot of people go out there to surf, to play in the water, man, they would just capitalize on that area, you know, and that way too, the fishermen have a safe place to go fishing, surfers have a safe place to go surf. And I don't know how many times I'm going to say it, but yeah, I'm waiting on this. I want to see how they're going to vote on this pylon system, because again too, it's not taking into consideration what's going on and stuff like that. Yeah, now we've like I said, we've all had our run-in with surfers, and you know, luckily for the most part, none of it involved really anybody getting hurt, other than, you know, feelings getting hurt and stuff like that. That's the best I can put it. But at the end of the day, you know, I was up there filming a lot of times when things like this would happen. So when they were trying to contradict the story, I'd be like, well, here's video, you know, like, here's video, and then they're like, okay, and then they go back and retract, and then, yeah, you know, I don't know, we definitely are, we got a big powerhouse, guys. There's more than 20,000 subscribers on our channel. I know y'all can reach out to a ton more fishermen that aren't on the channel, and we can definitely make this grow, so I am looking forward to it. I've got a lot of work to get done, yeah, so I'm waiting for this. How long have we been live on the channel? Let's see. We are at, oh, it's almost 2 hours already. Yeah, they started at like 8:30. Wow. All right, well, we are going good. I don't know if my phone's gonna, let's see. Oh, we're at 25%. We should still be good. All right, good to go. Awesome. Let me cut some of these real quick, guys. I'll be right back. I thought I was kind of done, but I forgot the levers over here. Give me a second. It's over here.
It is our unanimous, enthusiastic recommendation that Dennis Obregon be appointed to lead this new office. Okay,
all right. Most definitely, Michael. That would be awesome. For sure. Like I said, I'm gonna get with Frank. I'm gonna try and get with them probably next week, because like I said, this week we are slammed with preparing for Sharkathon and everybody coming in. I'm trying to ensure I have enough gear to make a lot of fishermen happy, I know there's some crazy current out there, guys, so if y'all are fishing Sharkathon, guys, please be safe. Use your PDFs, guys, and double check your teammates, guys, because as y'all saw, it happened to us too. One of our teammates went out there without a flotation vest, and you know, he was lucky, he was a strong swimmer, but at the same time, he got back to shore and he was beat. So you know, don't make that simple mistake. You know, check your guys. Always check your teammates. Make sure they are prepared for the worst. You know, we don't ever want to see anybody get hurt out there. We want everybody to go out there, enjoy themselves, have a good time, and catch some monster fish and sharks. So definitely. Let's see. See, I didn't get to tag mine. I should have tagged it. That we do, John. Like I said, I'm gonna try and figure out how they're keeping track of this, and as soon as I know how they're doing it and stuff like that, I will definitely let y'all know. And also too, anytime they have a meeting like this, if we can do this, I'll go live on the channel again. Like I said, this morning I was real beat, but I knew this was something very important to us all, you know, surfers, fishermen alike. And, you know, we definitely have to work together to make it happen, and, you know, spreading the word, keeping everybody involved, and definitely ensuring that it doesn't get made into an area or a type of place that none of us really want to be on, you know what I mean? So, I look forward to it. We should still have about 30 minutes of film, if not, actually, 75, 2 hours. We'd probably get 3 hours of footage out of this one. That's a good feed right there. So I think a lot of the battery dying has to do with how hot it does get.
The board, we've empowered the board, and the board now has taken the action. And maybe the only thing to remind everybody, Judge John, is the timeline. When do we get started? Do you want to bring that to light?
I'm very excited to return to public service after being in private practice for 17 years. But there is a process of closing my practice.
Understood.
So beginning today, I will work diligently to make that happen. Behind the scenes, the Texas Indigent Defense Commission has suggested that I...
Okay, so they're still talking about another issue. Oh, man. Oh man, so it made it all the way to the end of the Mansfield. They're gonna have some interesting fishing down there. Yep. What's up, Jacob with Jacked Up Leatherworks, one of our channel sponsors. What's up, Daniel? I don't know if you're awake right now, Papa, but hope you're having a good day. How's Mama doing? How's the still on the road to recovery? Good. Item 3A. I'm going to try and figure this out. They're talking about specific items. Item 3A. 1, 2, 3A. Okay. I think I figured it out, guys. Hold on. So they're on 3A1. And we're on 3A, 7, and 8. So I guess I can just follow along that way and see how it goes. Yes. Yeah. She's got the wheel. Thrown into overdrive, 4x4. I bet. Yeah. So what, how much longer does she have? Yep. So were you able to also find out anything about that area to create a shop? And I do have to ask you, boss, are you ready for that? Because that, once you get into a brick and mortar store or any type of other front other than working out of your house, boss, it is going to be a total game changer. For one, when I went from working out of my garage to an actual brick and mortar store, I had to change my pricing big time. And you know, a lot of people did not expect that because they thought I was gonna be able to keep the same pricing I started out with working out of my garage, and it doesn't work that way. It's too expensive. You got so much overhead and everything else, and then if you do get workers, obviously, you know, because you can't be building and answering the phone and doing everything else at the same time. It is really, really, it's a lot of work, boss. And I know you're confident in doing it. I'm just, yeah. And like Toby said, overhead, that is, you know, trying to compensate for all of that. And then, you know, I know you like to keep your prices reasonable and fair. It's just, it's something different, so.
You know, all of the folks that are here will.
A lot of picture taking going on. Also, too, Buzz, have you ever thought of, you know, I mean, I know you're working out of your house right now and stuff like that. I know there is like tax breaks and stuff like that, because right now, I mean, you're paying the one rent and stuff like that, and now you're going to go up to 2, more taxes and everything else, and so. Yeah, so you're definitely going to be having the overhead of more workers and everything else too, so that's for sure. Yep. Oh man. And so it was crazy too, when I was speaking, I saw that there was a 3-minute countdown or whatever, but from the live video feed to what I was actually doing, I didn't follow it. I just spoke on it and I ended it perfectly right when my time was running out. So we'll see. That was definitely no time to rehearse or anything. Like, I really didn't think I was going to get into, you know, the speaking of it, but now I know we don't have to register, you know, 48 hours in advance and stuff like that. So I guess you would have to if you're going to do that in person or whatever, which I can understand, because obviously they would need to know your name and all of that. But I guess it worked out today, which is good. And like I said, I'm definitely going to, you know, we'll get with Frank and Wind and Wave to see if that would be something that would interest them, because obviously us as fishermen, you know, it's not saying we don't that we own the water. We don't by any way, shape, or form, but we do pay to be out there, and I would rather see a safe place created. I mean, that would be cool. Like, I would go over there to watch them, because I think it's cool. It's really awesome, you know. But at the same time, when I'm out there fishing, I'm out there to fish. Oh, nice. Cool deal.
Agenda items, they're all important, but this one has to do with electeds that serve law enforcement, and I know you feel the same way I do, Commission. We want to get them out doing what they do best, and that's protecting public safety. So let me advance several that are in human resources. And Homer Flores, are you here? Yes, right in front of me. So we're going to do item 3 first, Homer, and then yours is number 8. Number 8. Okay?
I had here, I wanted to table 3, 4, and 7 human resources.
Well, I need to,
Second.
why? They're here and they've made I mean, what is your justification? I'll be honest with you, this is a ministerial, it's incredibly a low budget item.
Budget item, it should have been brought at budget time, but I think it's money coming out of.
Well, would you?
Can I finish talking?
Yes.
You know, and I think it's money coming from general account. Am I right, Dale? Dale, where's the money coming from?
most of these items would have been to the general fund. These were errors that we brought to you as a proposed budget and in adopting the budget. So these were errors in submission to this. So that's why they're bringing us them now. That's why we're trying to resolve these errors that was submitted.
In what way?
When we provide you we had very few times to do some stuff, and there was some transition errors and transposing errors, and for example, number 7, that should have been a 2601, not a 1201. And the same thing for some of the other issues that the juvenile will be bringing us for us. There's just some items where we're missed when we proposed the budget and adopted the budget. So it was just items that were missed that should have been included.
With exception of number 4. Number 4 is my item.
3 was not an issue.
Let me, but,
3 was being.
yes, but let me explain. Item number 4 is my item, okay? So I don't want to have that clumped in. That's not a budget. That is first of all, when you asked what is the funding source, that's what this body gets to decide, whether it's general fund, whether it's an item that has another funding source. That is why I think you should hear the item before you rush to table it, because you haven't received any information.
I'm just asking before we go any further, we don't have to.
Right.
Don't tell us that we're doing something we're not even doing, Judge. I'm just saying, my question was, and I've got it clarified by Dale. So, I mean, because this is not what we talked about last time. So, number 3 is some reclassification that should have been done probably during budget time. And you're saying
that was not brought in by budget. This one is new.
And this has to do with a particular way that we classify people who are criminal investigators. If you're a criminal investigator, you tackle that at a sergeant level. And the reason...
Judge, anything, public works, IT, anything you do, if it's new, it's new, okay? So there's a policy we said back then that whatever you need to do, you gotta do it at budget time. So, there was a time to do this and it wasn't done. So I want to table this to go back and look at the whole thing over again to see where we're going with this.
Commissioners,
It's only fair for the other people that we told they couldn't reclassify.
Commissioners, I would ask that you hear, before anybody seconds, please allow our constable.
I seconded that.
He
5
seconded,
minutes ago.
without listening to our constable, I would ask that you yield to the constable to at least.
Okay, I need to take this, guys. This is Albert. Hello? Yes. Yes. And if y'all have if y'all have a gold foot, that would be awesome too. If not, then that's fine. Yes, no, all of it. Okay. Whew. You know what? Just do the box that reel is in. And the rest I'll just do regular. Yes, yeah, because $600 is a ton of money to overnight a bunch of gear, so I'll just have to suck it up on that one. But yeah, just send that one box with that 50 overnight, please. Yes. That's fine, yes. I just need that one specific one. He's coming in today, so I already let him know that it'll be in tomorrow, so. Yes, ma'am. Well, I believe I already paid for that on the other invoice. That's why I sent the video. We didn't receive it but I was charged for it.
Safety issue that we'll be discussing, so across the line, Corpus Christi Flight Deputy 3 to Sergeant CO. Is to take October, to be the date. October 19th, Commissioner Chesney, would you like to set the line? Okay, all those in favor, signify by okay, so now we open public comment, and we ask that Constable Wilson, would you like to make public comment on this item so that you can provide some information? Unfortunately, we won't be able to address the item, sir, until October 19th. This way, the public can hear a little bit about this, and I know you've been waiting for at least 30, 45 minutes. And I'm sorry to take you away from public safety, only to be taken.
And it looks like it's heating up in there, but I need this call because I was gonna have all the avets shipped overnight, but it's $600 in overnight fees if I ship all 3 boxes. So yeah, that would really get into my ability to make some money, and I can't afford that. So the 1 box with his 50 will be overnighted, and it's coming with 2 other reels. So let's see. Yeah, no, I thought it was, you know, well, because it was her item that y'all need to hear it. Like, he was like, no, like, we really don't. Oh, that was, yeah, she was getting hot. Now I want to see how she continues on with the rest of it. Is she gonna stay in her? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yeah, no, I know they cost more, but I'm pretty sure it was already on the other invoice. But either way, let's get it handled up. That way, that one can go out today for sure. Okay. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Awesome. Okay, cool. Let's see. Yep. Yep. All right. So beautiful. Well, that's another good news right there. The reel will be in tomorrow. Yes. All right, Byron. So you will have both your 50s ready for tomorrow. I know you're going to be in today, boss, but this is the best I could get done. I wanted to have all the gear in tomorrow, but that's $600 in shipping. That's a lot of shipping. So.
All right, well, we will see you back. It's the intention of the court to see this back on the 19th for further disposition of the matter. Thank you for the background information. Thank you. And on item number 8, I'll take that one because I said I would, and then I'll go back to 4. This is an error, and Homer Flores is here to discuss the reclassification of 2 caseworkers from 19 to 21. We actually did discuss this during budget, and we did make that determination, but in the final processes, it's my understanding there was an error that was made, so this is a correction.
Okay, so they jumped to almost to the second to the last page. So we're item 3A, number 7 and number 8. Okay, so looks like we're still waiting. Awesome, Byron. See you there. And again, yes, I'm glad we got this sorted because, man, that I was really about to lose my mind yesterday with the possibility of having a box with $1,800 worth of reels not available. Yeah, so I'm glad we're on the same page. Just going back through real quick to double check that invoice because I want to say they charged me for the two color when they originally shipped it, and that one's there, purple. Yep, I got charged for it, so should already be paid. Yeah. Well, Mr. FTW, if you're gonna do that before the tournament, I would highly encourage it. But if you're not in the shark fishing deal, I wouldn't do that, boss, because you are fishing with a group of guys that are in the shark fishing. And then if you do hook up, it could have been a shark that they could have gotten. You know what I mean? You don't want to create that kind of bad sense, you know. For me, like I said, I get into everything: trout, red, shark, tarpon. You know, I get into every division. On the by chance, if I catch one, then I'm good to go. Obviously, you know, it's sold out before you can get into it or whatever. But you know, just out of respect for the fellow fishermen in your camp, I wouldn't do that. That's just me, you know, just sharing a little bit. So they are still on item 3D. We're on 3A. So, man, just I wonder how long is it going to take to get to that. Normally on an overnight, it should be in the morning. I will find out from them, hopefully when they give me a call back. Normally they'll give them a time frame, then it should be here by. Most of the time when you overnight, they have a guaranteed time of when it's supposed to be here. And I definitely will hold them to it because if I'm paying a lot of money, like that's $200 and something, it looks like, for that one box. And you know what? I'm thinking about it. I might just seriously have them send everything overnight because we are needing it for what's going on here. Hold on, I'm stuck.
So the idea here is
but Mark, you are fishing the tournament though, right? Okay. I understand that. Right, yeah, no, that's understandable. Right now, I have about 15, maybe 20 reels. Give me a second here. I'm trying to knock this out real quick. And yeah, I think I may just do it. May just pay the $600 and get it all shipped today. Got them D4. They're still on D. Hang on. Ooh, I smell a coffee. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. I need my coffee. I want some coffee. So I'm gonna turn on the volume of this so you can hear what's going on.
The school district needs to take care of their school kids. You certainly have every right to look at allocating it to Banquetti School District if you want to, but to create a position within Nueces County for one school district is favoritism to that one school district. It is absolutely not being safe for all the rest. We're saying, and we shouldn't be getting into the school district's business. I believe the better part of this would be, a better solution is either to table it to reconsider or to say, you want to allocate your funds to the Banquetti School District and let them create. That would be more appropriate a use of funds than for us to create a position in Nueces County and get into the school business. Because we can't do this for Banquetti and not do it for Driscoll and Petronilla and London and Port Aransas and all these others. We can't afford to do that on a basis. I'm all for helping kids. I'm all for safety, but give the money to Banquetti.
So, Commissioner,
Banquetti create this position. Let them have a school resource officer. That would be a phenomenal use. But to do this and create a position within Nueces County, you're going down a path here that we're going to have 10 or 15 more school districts coming forward, and that's fine. And I'm happy to probably now support mine on a one-time basis, but I'm not going to bring mine in here and say, I want London, let's create one for London, let's create one for Port A. I may come back now and say, let's give some money to London and let's give some money to Port A to help support, get a resource officer within. That would be something I would support. This is troublesome to me because we're getting into the school business now.
so if you would allow Dr. Johnson to speak in just a moment, although I'm going to let Commissioner Hernandez because I promised, and then Commissioner Modis, but guess what? Dr. Johnson is here because we have been asked by the school district to assist, and the money would be going to the school district and an MOU would be created, but she cannot hire somebody or do this through an MOU if the position does not exist. And there is a marked difference when you're an entity like a political jurisdiction that has a police department. You're different. Banquetti is an unincorporated area with no city governance, no political jurisdiction. Port Aransas has a political jurisdiction. They have a police department. Bishop does too. London is inside the city limits. It's completely different. However, there are others that may need to be attended to, but Banquete is the one that brought this to our attention. So you're absolutely right. You must work with your school district. You must have memorandums of understanding. We're ahead of you in that. Dr. Johnson has a complete plan. And Commissioner Hernandez, you had a question.
Thank you. It was brought to my attention, Ms. Johnson, that you all were planning on hiring and getting this police officer, but you all were going to pay for it yourselves. That's my understanding of what was happening.
Yes, that we would be able to get funds. It will take us a little bit. We are small, we are unincorporated. And so the one thing I really want to ensure that we understand here is that 70% of attacks that happen where guns are involved end in 5 minutes. Do you know how long it takes Robstown or Apadosi or anybody else to get there on an emergency? It's 20 minutes. So I've just lost 857 kids in 20 minutes.
But wouldn't you rather have someone on your campus that you
That
would
is
hire?
what this is asking.
But what
That
this is asking?
the amount of work, I don't have the licensing to have an officer. The amount of work and funds that goes into that piece is ridiculous for us to create our own PD, for us to create a guardian district where I put weapons in the hands of teachers. How many of you would be comfortable with a teacher and a weapon in the classroom?
But how are you gonna go forward? That's I
Creating
understand.
an MOU and a partnership with the constables where
So-
we would have that person, but it's under that licensing, that training, that all of it.
So my understanding was that y'all were gonna go forward with hiring your own officer and hiring and funding your own situation. So in other words, you're saying as a school district, you can't create officers on your campus like every other school district has? Are you saying that's not possible? Because to me,
It's
if
not
I'm going to,
realistic. There's a difference in possibility and realism.
you're gonna have to, that's what I don't understand.
We
To
are
me,
a
if
very
I'm at
small
your school
district,
I
and
would-
the amount of
Don't
funds we
interrupt me.
get
Well, I was,
do not meet the needs of that. And the times now, we've also, the amount of time you have to put into that leaves us continuing to be vulnerable.
okay, so, but what I'm saying is, would it
Judge,
not be more?
point of order, Judge. No, point of order.
This is a point of order on the floor, Commissioner.
We should all have an opportunity to speak, but we have Dr. Johnson here, who's here. We have the experts in Constable Precinct 5 Chief. We have the constable himself. I would say let them explain before we get into the back and forth, because there's plenty that we would all like to weigh in on. I mean, this area I have represented for 5.5 years up until last November as commissioner. So I know Banquete better than any, better. I'll tell you that right now, because I've spent the most time representing that precinct. And so I would, not more than
Okay, so I'm sorry, that was talking about schools and shootings and what they're trying to do to protect their students, and they're asking for help, and I'm sorry, like, my kids don't go there, but still, it's a very important subject. No, they haven't talked about Ball Hall Pier yet. I did get to weigh in and voice my opinion on it and stuff like that, but also too, definitely gonna see what we can do to start a petition to help them create a surf